So it looks like Jimmy Butler is finally receiving the recognition he deserves. After taking the Heat to the finals, a team that really wasn't even suspected to make the playoffs, people are finally putting some respect on his name. But my question for today is, why has it taken so long? And as I'm recording this was the day after he just dropped that 40-point triple-double. So many people know the backstory of Jimmy Butler, but for those who don't, he was kicked out by his mom at 13. He was homeless at a very young age. He never knew his father. He was living with friends and teammates throughout most of his high school career. He ended up going to JUCO before transferring to Marquette. He actually faxed his Marquette letter at a McDonald's. He was the 30th pick in the NBA draft to the Chicago Bulls. One of the most inspirational come-up stories, going from homeless to NBA All-Star. While many people do respect his come-up story, it took a while for them to respect his NBA career. Despite being known as one of the hardest workers in the league, throughout his career he's been labeled as a bad teammate, toxic to the locker room, selfish, and actor by multiple outlets. However, despite never being seen as a superstar per se, Jimmy has always had relative success at each team in his NBA career. So let's start with the Chicago Bulls. He was drafted by the Bulls the year after D Rose's MVP season. And you know, on a championship team, it's hard for rookies to get valuable minutes. Jimmy's once said that vets such as Carlos Boozer, Luol Deng, D Rose, and Joakim Noah all helped him learn the game as he came into the league. So as we all know, Jimmy Butler's rookie season was the year D Rose tore his ACL in the playoffs. With that being said, Jimmy didn't become a full starter until the end of the second season going into the playoffs. And after the ACL tear, Derrick Rose did not play the entire following season, meaning Jimmy Butler got some valuable minutes. He helped the Bulls reach the second round of the playoffs that year before being knocked off by the Heat in 5. And Jimmy's third year at the league was when he really started to make some improvements. He was all defensive second team, while also helping the Bulls make the playoffs as Derrick Rose was injured again with the torn meniscus. This year they did lose to the Wizards in the first round, but having their MVP caliber star player hurt, it's still an accomplishment nonetheless. However, in his fourth season was when Jimmy made the All-Star jump. He won the 2014-2015 Most Improved Player, his first All-Star selection, while also being named to an All-Defensive second team. He averaged 20 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 3.3 assists, and 1.8 steals. Now this was the first full kinda season Derrick Rose was back, but he obviously was not back in his MVP form. So Jimmy helped the Bulls to the second round of the playoffs before losing to LeBron's Cavs in 6 games. Now for those who remember this series, it is probably the most memorable Bulls playoff run since the year before Jimmy got there, which was Derrick Rose's MVP season. So the next season the Bulls missed the playoffs as Jimmy averages similar numbers, and again Derrick Rose not back to his MVP self. So the season after that was when Derrick Rose was traded to the Knicks, and this was officially Jimmy Butler's team. As much of the previous vets who were there when Jimmy started, such as Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, the Bulls now were led by Jimmy with an aging D Wade and Rajon Rondo, who you know is very effective for that team. So that year the Bulls finished 8th seed in the East with a great season by Jimmy Butler, where he was selected for an All-NBA third team and another All-Star selection. He averaged 23.9 points, 6.2 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 1.9 steals. This was the year they were beaten by the number 1 seed Celtics, and they took that team to 6 games, and many argue that they could have won that series if Rondo didn't get injured. With that being said, that was the last Bulls playoff appearance, as Jimmy was traded the following season. Now onto his short but eventful saga with the Timberwolves. So with the one full season he was with Minnesota, he averaged 22.2 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.9 assists, 2 steals, an All-Star selection, an All-NBA third team selection, and an All-Defensive second team selection. He also helped the Timberwolves reach their first playoff appearance since 2004. After one of the best seasons Minnesota had in over a decade, the drama began. And y'all know what I'm talking about, the infamous Timberwolves practice. Now, it's no secret that Jimmy Butler is a hard worker, but he also expects the same from his teammates. so conflict was bound to arise when the commitment wasn't matched. Butler was told to be frustrated with the lazy attitudes and lack of professionalism in the Minnesota locker room. And this is when the toxic teammate rumors started. He was reported as challenging teammates, coaches in the front office in that practice, verbally assaulting Tom Thibodeau, Karl-Anthony Towns, and even Andrew Wiggins, yelling, "You effing need me, you can't win without me." Now, of course, that's something you shouldn't say, but at the end of the day, he wasn't really that far off. Jimmy has said himself that he's hard on teammates, but he just wants to see them succeed. In an interview, he called Cat the most talented player easily on that team, and he said there was no reason he should be playing better than him or working any harder than him. So, he had much respect for Cat and Wiggins, he just wanted to see them work harder, and there really should not be any problem with that. But needless to say, after that situation, the relationship was broken beyond repair, and he soon found himself traded to the Philadelphia 76ers after only 10 games into his second season with the Timberwolves. And like the Chicago Bulls, the Timberwolves have not made the playoffs since Jimmy left. So with Philly, his stats were slightly down as he was now playing with two other stars, but he still had a huge impact on that team, becoming the team's closer. He gave the 76ers their best playoff run since 2012, as they made it to 7 games in the second round against the eventual champion Toronto Raptors, including that miracle shot by Kawhi that saved the Raptors season. And after that one season with Philly, Jimmy finds himself on yet another team via sign and trade and free agency with the Miami Heat. While Jimmy has denied these rumors, many people still believe that Jimmy left due to conflict with Embiid and Simmons, furthering his bad teammate perception. Now, countless people question the move to Miami. They're saying he doesn't want to win, he only cares about the money, he just wants to be the man. Many even said he wouldn't even make the playoffs, and if he did, it would be a first round exit at most. Countless reporters and analysts were counting Miami out before the season even started. And as we all know, Miami shocks everyone. As Jimmy's former team, the 76ers, is swept in the first round, the Miami Heat make it to the NBA Finals after sweeping the Pacers, 5-gaming the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis and the Bucks, and then beating the Celtics in 6 games. The Heat finished with a record of 44-29 and ended up being the 5th seed in the East. I don't know about y'all, but for a team that's not supposed to make the playoffs, I say they've had a pretty good season so far. So this season with the Miami Heat, he averaged 19.9 points per game with a career high in rebounds and assists, with rebounds being 6.7 and averaging 6 assists, while also averaging 1.8 steals, being an all-star and an all-NBA third-team selection. Jimmy has also helped re-establish the Heat culture. The Heat were underdogs the entire season with no real superstar in the media's eyes, and Jimmy quickly helped flip the narrative. Jimmy went from being a toxic teammate, a locker room cancer, to a winner and actually a great leader. The media changed their opinion on Jimmy Butler overnight, leading the Heat to their first finals appearance since 2014. And as I'm recording this, they are down 2-1 against the Lakers. And it's amazing what they've accomplished, especially Game 3 Jimmy dropping a 40-point triple-double. And I'm glad that Jimmy is finally getting the respect he deserves, because it took entirely too long. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it for the video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. And leave a comment letting me know what you think about the video. But until next time, it's been Quincy ID, and I'm out.